Well, it wasn't that long ago when we celebrated on December the 8th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Now the quest for the 2019 MLS Cup begins in Southern California as Atlanta United plays their second preseason friendly. This one against Liga MX side Club Tijuana, the Xolos. Atlanta United playing with mainly a first-choice lineup this afternoon, Jason.
3-4-3 shape, just like we saw against Cal State Fullerton. Breck Shea and Julian Gressel are your wing backs. Miles Robinson will be in the middle of Leandro Gonzalez-Perez and Michael Parkhurst. Eric Remedi, Jeff Florenowitz are your two central midfielders, and Ezequiel Barco, Josef Martinez, and Tito Villalba form a line of three up top.
Don't panic. Pity Martinez is going to play, but only in the second 40-minute period today. We're going to play two 40-minute periods against Xolos Club Tijuana of Liga MX. They are in the middle of the Clausura right now, which is the winter season in Mexico. And on top of that, they have a Copa MX match this evening on the Yucatan. So they do have some first-teamers in the group with them. They are also playing a lot of U20s. So you're going to see some triple-digit shirt numbers today.
Two players that you might know with Xolos unless you're a hardcore Tijuana fan. Cubo Torres up top, Houston Dynamo, Chivas USA player for Major League Soccer, scored a lot of goals in Major League Soccer, has struggled since returning to Mexico. This is an opportunity for him as a forward to show what he can do. And Luis Michel, the goalkeeper, veteran, 39 years old, former goalkeeper for Chivas de Guadalajara, 7 caps with the Mexican national team, veteran presence in the back, but there are a lot of triple-digit numbers and jerseys in this group.
Frankie Oviedo is managing Xolos today because Oscar Pereira, who came over from FC Dallas to take over first-team management, is with the first-teamers in Cancun tonight. Frank DeBoer, the manager of Atlanta United in his first MLS season. And we are underway 2 40-minute periods here on a beautiful late morning in Southern California. And here come the Xolos right away with Ivan Tona, the 18-year-old from Mexico. Jeff Florenowitz, who did not start against Seattle Sounders on Saturday, a 7-1 win for Atlanta United, made the defensive stop there.
You're going to see a faster pace in this one from the last match.
And that is a quick touch for Miles Robinson. And it's going to fall in front of Eric Remedi, who plays it back to Brad Guzan. Brad is going to play the first 40-minute period, and then Alec Can will play the second 40-minute period for Atlanta United.
Gressel flicks that onto Villalba. Now he's on a break.
Villalba with Josef in front of him. Here's Villalba playing it towards Josef, and it's swept out by Alejandro Diaz, a 19-year-old from Mexico, who played one early season match for Xolos.
Julian Gressel made the wingback role his own last year when Atlanta was playing in the 3-5-2. This is a little different type of responsibility for him, but his passing is such a critical part of this team. We saw it there, releasing Tito Villalba.
Michael Parkhurst is wearing the captain's armband. Sweeps it back to Miles Robinson. And now Leandro Gonzalez-Perez, 26-year-old from Argentina, who started Saturday against Seattle Sounders. They try to hook up down the flank again with Villalba lurking. And that is Osceola de la Cruz, 20-year-old, who was signed from the U20s in January. And this one will bounce back to LGP.
The spacing is a little different than these Atlanta United players are used to. Their LGP has to go for a longer pass trying to pick out Villalba. The little combinations are what you're trying to build at this stage of preseason.
No worries there for Leandro Gonzalez-Perez. Sends it down to Remedi. And here's Mr. Breck Shea in his 10th MLS season, the last 2 with Vancouver. He was a sub for George Bello on Saturday against Seattle. Bello played with the second group today, so Breck Shea is getting the start today. Leandro Gonzalez-Perez. Going to Club Tijuana. They beat Toluca this past weekend to go to 2-3 in the Clausura. 6 points. They're down around 12th, 13th in the Clausura right now. That's Ezequiel Barco, who just ducked under the ball. You may not recognize Ezequiel. He has a slightly new look atop his head this year.
If you're on Instagram, you've seen this a little bit here lately. If you're not on Instagram, you might be a little surprised at Ezequiel Barco's new hairstyle.
Well, the style's the same. The color's a little bit new. Eduardo Espinoza for Xolos, trying to dig out of traffic.
Great work to swing that over to Alejandro Diaz on the right side.
That's Luis Gomez, 18-year-old. So you have first-teamers here for Xolos, but most of these players, most notably their goalkeeper, an exception, Luis Michel, most of these players are 20 years of age and younger, including that man, Luis Ramos. So Breck Shea will drop it in here for Atlanta United. That is Barco playing it back to Robinson. And Guzan. Diaz with no one around him. Josef Martinez applying pressure. Michel's ball is headed forward towards Eric Remedi, and now it's going to be spun up to Josef Martinez. Break is on for Atlanta United, but Josef a little too far away from that one. And the veteran Michel will clear it down the right side, and Breck Shea lets it go out for a throw.
Villalba unable to get that one under control to pick out Josef's run.
So it's Parkhurst, Miles Robinson, and LGP across the back in a 3-4-3 for Atlanta United.
The difference from what we saw last year when these three played together is Parkhurst is on the right side of the three. Miles Robinson is in the middle. That was reversed last year.
Barco, good persistence. Josef sends it back to Barco. Ezequiel Barco to Josef for the goal. Third goal of the preseason for Josef Martinez. And it's 1-0 early to Atlanta United.
Third goal of the preseason for Josef, and that's an easy one for him thanks to the work of Ezequiel Barco. Barquito defensively wins this back, jumps the lane there, plays it to Josef, gets it back, and watch this outside of the right foot ball right into Josef Martinez's run.
Well, I'd say that counts as a good sign. If these two can combine like that as we get into the early days of the regular season, Atlanta United is going to really like where they sit in the CONCACAF Champions League in the early portion of the MLS schedule. So Barco with the assist. That is his first of the preseason, by the way. He did start against Seattle Sounders, match in which Atlanta United won 7-1 on Saturday.
That was another situation where the wingers in the attacking three dropping in defensively. Villalba does it on the right side.
Ooh.
Barco created a chance on the left.
Villalba got it through to Gressel. Up it goes to Barco, who's just a touch offside.
Oh, but he chips it in anyway. The quality of Ezequiel Barco there.
You saw him wag his finger. I'm not 100% positive he was off.
I don't think he cares. After that one, that confidence in preseason from Ezequiel Barco. Looks like he's on.
Yeah, well.
As we said, it's preseason for the referees as well.
And as we always say on the radio, that is the toughest call for the AR to make. Obviously, we do not have VAR in this preseason friendly. However, that would have been a goal even if you did have VAR because the whistle blew. All right, so.
Not as worried about the call there. I love the confidence from Ezequiel to chip the goalkeeper from that part on the field. We wondered how Barco would look in year 2 with Atlanta United. Looks like he's flying right now.
But these are very early days. These are the building blocks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, Atlanta United opening CONCACAF Champions League play against Herediano in Costa Rica. Well, there's Barco again. And now Atlanta United trying to break out of the Xolos half here. And they're going to be able to do just that. Villalba plays it off to Barco. Josef in front. Barco almost threaded it through. Good play, I believe, by Topite. Plenty of time for Miles Robinson to sweep it back to Guzan. Earlier this afternoon, Atlanta United's reserve group with some first-team starters defeated Cal State Fullerton 1-0. The Titans goalkeeper, Guerin, had a terrific afternoon, or it could have been a lot worse. That's good work by Miles Robinson. Eric Rometti scored the first playoff goal in Atlanta United history at Yankee Stadium in early November. Jeff Lorenowitz. And he can't connect with Breck Shea, but it will still go for a throw. I think Breck Shea is going to be a very valuable player for Atlanta United this year.
His versatility is a key. If Frank DeBoer likes what he's seeing out of this 3-4-3, Breck Shea's a perfect fit on the left side of it with his size, with his ability to get forward, and especially his ability in 1v1 situations. That's what you're always looking for. You want to create 1v1s in the attacking half. Breck's a player who can take advantage.
That's Tito earning a foul for Atlanta United. Miles Robinson, 21-year-old from Arlington, Massachusetts, playing it up to Barco. Michael Parkhurst now. And Robinson will move it over to LGP. That's Gressel coming back to help and drop it to Parkhurst. Can't send it through to Villalba. Xolos now with Tona, and he gives it away. Rometti. Villalba. Tito Villalba's cross. Almost found its way back to Barco. Breck Shea steps in to keep it going. Gressel. Back to Parkey. Pitch has been very slick. It was a little heavy in the first match. They've had a lot of rain in Southern California. Maybe the reason why LGP went down. Lorenowitz draws a foul. Rometti. Gressel drops it off to Villalba. Back to Julian Gressel. Here's Julian. Almost picked out Barco at the top of the 18. Espinoza for Xolos. 40-minute period here, a short break for halftime, and then another 40-minute period. Atlanta United works its way through the preseason. They'll play at LAFC, and then they'll play LA Galaxy back in this stadium, and that'll be the end of their exhibition schedule. 2 weeks from tomorrow in Costa Rica to begin the CONCACAF Champions League.
Just a couple of scheduled substitutions at the halftime break. Tito Villalba played 40 against Cal State Fullerton. He'll play the first 40 here. Piti Martinez will be in the second 40 minutes against Xolos, and Alec Can will come in to spell Brad Gazan. Good header from Miles Robinson, away from trouble to pick out Parkhurst.
And then a giveaway. Down the middle, here's a chance for Xolos, and Guzan makes the same on Torres.
Cubo Torres right at Brad Gazan. Atlanta United in this shape, in a 3-4-3, passing and connecting passes is going to be key. Can't have those turnovers.
Here's Barco. Nice leave off. And not very well taken. Goal kick to Tijuana. Here was the chance for Torres that nearly equalized for the Xolos.
Started with the turnover in the defensive half. Gressel can't connect, and Atlanta's exposed. That's why you can't have those turnovers in your defensive half. That time, Cubo Torres does not punish Atlanta.
Brad Guzan, who had 3 clean sheets in the 2018 MLS Cup playoffs, including the final against Portland. Tona. Tijuana came in just for the day. They did not stop overnight. Came in this morning. Espinoza turnover, but it was last off Atlanta United, and it's thrown into Tona.
Eric Rometti is flying all over the field. Jeff Lorenowitz is holding things down in the middle to allow Rometti to chase things down. But they can switch off. That time you see Lorenowitz step up high and Rometti sits. As a group, Atlanta's pushed up very high, making life difficult for Xolos to find connecting passes.
Alejandro Diaz, Luis Gomez, and LGP takes a stab at it. It's going to fall right to Breck Shea, who calmly pops it up. And Jeff Lorenowitz looks like he, or I beg your pardon, Barco looks like he took a shot there. He'll stay in the game. And a shot by Anguillo is wide. Jesus Anguillo, a 21-year-old who did not play against Toluca on Super Bowl Sunday, came out of Tijuana's U20.
Anguillo cuts across to the left foot. Rometti gives him the space. Xolos sent a number of runners, and you can see Atlanta still getting used to playing in this type of shape and with these responsibilities. Way too clear-cut of a chance to give to Anguillo.
Well, Barco's putting in a lot of work here. That's Breck Shea. Turn back to the Xolos. Better this time for Atlanta United. Here's Tito Villalba getting out of trouble.
Great ball by Michael Parkhurst to split defenders and pick out Villalba.
Parkhurst. Miles Robinson. Jeff Lorenowitz, who did not start against Seattle but did play in that match. That was a game Saturday where Atlanta United and Seattle Sounders played 4 30-minute periods.
Dangerous ball from Robinson. Isn't picked off that time.
LGP sends it down to Julian Gressel. It's turned over to Josef Martinez with the keeper way off his line. Martinez now will try to chip, and it goes in. Well, what a finish by a spectacular goal scorer, right?
Not how you draw it up, but Josef Martinez with an inch of space is going to make you pay.
Well, totally broken play, but Joseph's got 4 goals on the preseason now.
It's a ball over the top. Gressel chases it down. Michel's way off his line. Closes Josef down. Tito just plays it right back to Josef, and Xolos don't close him down.
We're going to give Tito an assist on that?
Technically, yes. He gets an assist.
Works
Mark
for me.
it down.
So Tito Villalba with his first assist of the preseason. That's Joseph's 4th goal, as I said. And Atlanta United with a 2-0 lead on Xolos here in the 17th minute.
Second goal came a little bit against the run of play. Xolos were growing into the game, creating some chances the other way, playing a little more in Atlanta's defensive half. But that quick strike ability from Atlanta with a ball over the top, with the speed up top of Josef Martinez, Tito Villalba, Ezequiel Barco, they always have that option.
Want to thank AT&T for bringing you Behind Closed Doors here in Southern California. Bringing you this exclusive live coverage of Atlanta United and Club Tijuana. Diaz. And that one is popped up by Parkhurst. And it'll be cleared out and up to Villalba. Rometti. Barco. This is one of those rare instances where in an empty stadium, a closed-door match, we can really hear the communication between the players. A lot of Spanish right now. Tito Villalba. Boy, Jeff Lorenowitz is just so steady, isn't he? And now it's Barco. Ezequiel Barco coming down the middle. Barco. Breck Shea. Josef. Oh, what a move and a shot that may have taken a deflection. It did not. It's going to be goal kick. Excellent build-up by Atlanta United again. Eric Rometti could not convert.
Ezequiel Barco pushing the pace into the final third. Breck Shea squares it to Josef, who lays it off for Rometti. Great cutback to the left foot, but unable to get over it on the final shot.
That one is going to click off Breck Shea, and it'll be a throw into Club Tijuana. Now halfway through the period, 2 40-minute periods here between Atlanta United and Club Tijuana. And this is Alejandro Diaz to throw it in. Miles Robinson with the header. Breck Shea keeps it in play. Lorenowitz didn't connect that time, and I think they got him for a foul.
Nice strength from Robinson to hold off Torres and win that header.
I'll admit it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to Barco's hairdo. Oh, here's a bad turnover. Atlanta United with a chance. Here's Tito to Josef Martinez for the hat trick. Josef Martinez leaves off for Tito. 3-0.
Nice combination play from Villalba and Martinez after the bad giveaway from Tijuana. Josef maybe could have been a little greedy there, went for the hat trick, lays it back to Villalba. It's a bad giveaway across the field. Villalba reads it really well. Josef, not the greatest ball back to Villalba. It gets to him anyway, and he blasts it into the far side netting.
It's a great finish. And Josef and Tito now combining for the goal. It's Josef's first assist of the preseason and Tito's first goal of the preseason. And Atlanta United comfortably ahead 3-0 here as we are halfway through this first period.
The bulk of this Tijuana squad is their U20 team. Keep that in mind. A couple of veterans mixed in, a couple of U20 players who are seeing time with the first team, but the bulk of the team is from the U20s.
And that's certainly true. As Rometti sends it up to Josef. Down the middle, can Barco win this race? No, Michel off his line. Seattle played a mixed lineup too, but the fact is Atlanta United in 140 minutes of preseason action have outscored their opponents 10-1.
The 10-1's not really the focus for me right now. What I'm liking out of this 20 minutes we're seeing is you see the concepts that Frank DeBoer has taken from where Atlanta United was, where they ended last season, what he's added to it, and the team's really grasping it well.
Good hustle, Tito Villalba. Barco. Atlanta United looking for the fourth, and he almost got it through to Josef. Here's Villalba with a stab. That goes wide. This group is feeling it right now, aren't they?
They're creating chances through good team play. It's not from individuals.
Michel has gone down and has ripped off his gloves.
Looked like he pulled something on that last charge at a goal.
Michel is essentially Xolo's fourth goalkeeper. Their top three keepers are all in Cancun with the Copa MX side, and I am not 100% positive if Xolos have another goalkeeper in the squad today.
Looks like the right quad for Luis Michel. He's been very adventurous coming off his line a couple of times.
Now, based on the information we have, this is preseason. We only got a team sheet today. Based on the information we have, Xolos did not bring another keeper with them. Let's see if we can figure out what may have happened here to Luis Michel. Veteran keeper, 39 years old. This pitch has been slick. It's been heavy.
This was the last time he came out on the ball from Josef trying to pick out Barco. Yeah, you could see immediately grab the right quad. Put his hand up to the bench quickly.
Well, he's going to, I think, try to stay in. But this is obviously very unfortunate, as Frank DeBoer and I think Michael Parkhurst there have a little bit of a conversation. Frank DeBoer's technical staff, by the way, with him in California, Orlando Trustfall, Bob DeClerc, Rob Valentino. Aaron Hyde remains Atlanta United's goalkeepers coach, the only holdover from Tata Martino's technical staff.
Looks like there is another goalkeeper in the group.
Victor Mendoza, who was in fact included on their team sheet, is now the keeper. Well, hey, it's preseason for us too. I was wondering if they were going to put a goalkeeper shirt on an outfield player, but Victor Mendoza, who is a U20 player for them, is now the keeper for Tijuana. We have unlimited subs here.
Number 282 in your program.
Atlanta United with the 3-0 lead. And here's an early touch for Mendoza.
Robinson wins the header again.
He's won a couple aerials. Barco now with the flick towards Lorenowitz. Played up to Josef Martinez. Tito Villalba sends it back out of traffic to Rometti, and Parkhurst will send it back to Mikey Ambrose. Miles Robinson, excuse me. A rare sunny day out here in Southern California. We have not had much of that. It's been raining here through much of Atlanta United's training camp. Good run by Diaz, interrupted by Breck Shea. And Gressel. About 15 minutes to go in this first period. Cholos coming down the middle with Tona. Josef Martinez back in support. Gamez. All the way over to Tapite. And this is Tona playing it up to Diaz now with Breck Shea in front of him. Gamez. Angel Uribe now. And Atlanta United's able to create another chance here. Five Stripes on the counter. Julian Gressel can't finish it. And sent back through the midfield by Cholos up to the halfway line. Game a little bit stretched out right now as it's played out for a throw.
Little hint there defensively of something we'll see more of from Atlanta United this season. Gressel and Villalba look for the opportunity to double team and almost trap the Cholos player up against the touchline, force the turnover. Rometti tried to bait Cholos into a giveaway.
Breck Shea over there marking Diaz. Played into the 18. Tona. Oh, and a goal for Cholos. Torres makes it 3-1.
Great work from Cholos to get Atlanta United stretched out over on Atlanta's left side. Couple times we've seen Cholos combine on this side. Switch it over to their right, Atlanta's left. Breck Shea 1v1. Multiple runners getting players out of position. You see the back three, Parkhurst, Robinson, LGP. Not in sync yet.
A group that played together relatively infrequently last year. Miles only played 10 matches for the first team last year with 3 starts.
Giveaway by Rometti. Gressel charging back.
And a foul will create a free kick here for Cholos in the 28th minute. Julian Gressel.
Little frustration out of Gressel.
Gressel had an assist against Seattle Sounders in the 7-1 win on Saturday.
These are the things we're going to see in preseason. You're going to see some mistakes as the team gets used to working in this way together. You saw LGP, Parkhurst, Robinson play together a couple of times, but not in this shape, not in this configuration, and not with the type of midfield in front of them.
Nice work by Brad Guzan. Relatively routine off the free kick. As I told you earlier, Brad is going to play this 40-minute period, and then Alec Can will play the second and final 40-minute period against Xolos. That will be one of a very small number of substitutions for Atlanta United. Villalba will come out at halftime, and Tito Martinez will come in for him. Michael Parkhurst. Connect to Joseph down the middle. Broken up by Club Tijuana. Diaz. Alejandro Diaz starts forward. That's a good run by Alejandro Diaz, but LGP interrupts it and plays it off Diaz for the throw.
Defensively, you're going to see Atlanta at times retreat into a line of 5. The wingers drop back with Remedi and Lorenowitz, and it almost looks like a 5-4-1 defensively at the moment. Barco earns a free kick.
Something he did at a very high rate last year. Among the league leaders in fouls drawn per minutes played. That's an unusual giveaway by Michael Parkhurst.
Expected Villalba to check back. Tito was looking for the run over the top.
Xolos looking for a second here in the 30th minute. First 40-minute period. Diaz again. Xolos coming down the left wing into the attacking third. Julian Gressel is over there defending. Good stab by Gressel. Club Tijuana keeps it going. It's played up to Tona. And Joseph coming back to the midfield to help along with Barco, but Tona is still on it. And he will send it back to Uribe. For the most part, Club Tijuana's U20s wear numbers that start in the 200s. Their U17s typically wear numbers that start in the 300s, which is why you're seeing some triple-digit shirt numbers. Jeff Lorenowitz is unable to take it away from Espinoza. Here come the Xolos again. Good defending by Miles Robinson. Barco. Breck Shea.
Excellent work dribbling out of trouble by Barco.
Guzan sends it down the middle.
Joseph a little frustrated with himself, unable to get ahead on that and flick it on to Villalba.
Well, this is better for Xolos here, certainly since they got the goal in the 27th minute. They've been in control of possession. 3 quick goals for Atlanta United. Joseph in the 6th minute from Barco, and in the 16th minute on a chip with Michel, the keeper, way off his line. And then Villalba in the 19th from Joseph. It was very quickly 3-0 to Atlanta United, and Xolos have been a lot better since giving up that 3rd goal.
It's good for Atlanta United to get this experience, having to defend. It's not something Frank de Boer is going to want to see from this group very much, though. They want to control possession. They don't want to give the opposition this much possession, but they have to learn how to defend in these moments. And the 5-4-1 that we're seeing break out at times defensively, it's good for them to get a chance to work on this here. Barco and Villalba both can kind of take their opportunities to either step in front of Remedi and Lorenowitz, or as we see now, to kind of set up a line of 4 in front of the back line.
Julian Gressel playing it up to Joseph. Lorenowitz Barco running onto it. Wins the ball. Oh, look at Barco. Ezequiel Barco. Look at this by Barco. Ezequiel Barco right down the middle. Beautiful work by Ezequiel Barco. Tito Villalba now with Gressel coming in front of him.
Barco and Tito Martinez might have a contest for the best highlight today.
Here's Jeff Lorenowitz, Breck Shea, Rometti. And Lorenowitz plays it off to Barco. This is sent down the middle and a little too strong for Julian Gressel. De La Cruz stepping in front to provide support. How about this, though, from Barco?
In trouble here, just a little flick around the defender, then the spin and turn, then the nutmeg.
It's been a very high work rate for Barco.
Good 33 minutes from him.
He is going to play the second half, by the way. From a conditioning standpoint, matches like this are also very critical. 2 weeks from tomorrow, Atlanta United against Herediano in the CONCACAF Champions League. Here's Diaz working on Breck Shea. Diaz with LGP cleaning him out.
Perfect work from Breck Shea to turn Diaz inside where Leandro Gonzalez-Perez can win the ball.
Play is stopped with Diaz down for Xolos.
Diaz might have caught a forearm to the throat. It's excellent defending from Breck Shea, 1v1. He doesn't allow Diaz to beat him out wide, forces him inside. Leandro Gonzalez-Perez wins the ball strongly. Not a stiff arm I want to take.
5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this opening period. I say period because we have had essentially 4 40-minute periods of exhibition action today. Atlanta United's second group defeating Cal State Fullerton earlier 1-0 in 80 minutes. Sloppy there from Club Tijuana. Throw here for Atlanta United. So Leandro Gonzalez-Perez. Parkhurst and LGP combining. Mr. Gressel down the middle for Joseph with the flag down. Diaz takes it away and Xolos clear.
Great ball from Julian Gressel. Atlanta wins it back quickly.
Julian Gressel again. Barco. Espinoza. Ooh, hard tackle and a foul.
Well, go back to that last sequence for Barco. Espinoza was the one at the end of it who was nutmegged. Receipt right there for Ezequiel.
Espinoza, one of the U20 players for Xolos, Mexican national. Xolos do have some Americans in their U20 and U17 system. Here's what you call a receipt.
Barco cutting across to keep possession. He's cleaned out.
Well, those are the things you don't want to see in preseason friendlies. Unfortunately, Barco's up and okay, continuing to run around like a madman. Jeff Lorenowitz providing pressure, and it's passed over the top of Breck Shea, which is not very easy to do, and Parkhurst a little too heavy connecting with Miles, but it'll be cleaned up by LGP. 3 minutes plus stoppage time here in the period, and LGP draws a foul.
Confident take from Leandro Gonzalez-Perez. Creates the space for himself, knows that the attacking player for Xolos has no way to defend him there. Takes the free kick, takes the air out of the ball a little bit, allows his teammates to catch their breath.
So Atlanta United dealing with a little bit of a high press now. And they're able to escape and keep it going now with a throw-in.
Atlanta wants to invite that from opponents at times. When they can get that line of 5, when you have 5 players along the back line who can play and are comfortable with the ball at their feet like this group, the pressure doesn't bother you. when it gives you the opportunity to go over the top and try to pick out Barco, Villalba, or Martinez.
That was clearly off Diaz, by the way, so that should be a throw to Atlanta United, and it is. Villalba plays it up to Josef. And Lorenowitz now. LGP. Breck Shea. Thread it back through. A little bit of frustration again for Josef there, as you can see. Diaz with good persistence by Breck Shea. And Atlanta United able to keep it going now. Breck Shea. Villalba loses it. Villalba gets it back. He and Breck Shea combining. LGP way up in the play now. Draws a foul. And Atlanta United with a dangerous free kick here right at the end of this 40-minute period.
Perez jumping into the attacking half to keep this alive, earning a dangerous free kick, but that doesn't happen without the defensive work from Tito Villalba and Breck Shea. They both lost possession, a little sloppy, but they both won it back and kept the play alive. That's a moment that Frank de Boer is going to isolate on video and want to show everybody in this squad more of that.
Does Barco go for goal here?
It's a little far out. You've got a lot of options on the back post. I'd like to chip this in between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box.
He goes for goal, and it took a deflection and goes out wide for a corner.
Ambitious from Barquito.
Part of me wonders if you don't want to show too terribly much here on a set piece like that in the preseason. But Barco now will go over to take the corner. Remember, Barco off a corner, served it to Josef Martinez in Columbus last June. That produced a goal. Goes for the front post this time, and it's loose in the goal mouth and clear. And they will blow for halftime. 2 goals for Josef Martinez. A goal for Tito Villalba. Josef assisted on that. Then Torres comes back to get a goal for Xolos, and Atlanta United dominating the first 20 minutes and taking a 3-1 lead into halftime here in Southern California against a mainly reserve unit of Club Tijuana. Pity Martinez will be on the pitch when we come back right after this. 3-1, the Five Stripes lead it.
Have you ever worked with Dr. Francis?
Oh yeah, he's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated? Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
First tattoo?
Yeah.
Relax, amigo. It's gonna look okay.
Only okay?
No worries, boss. I'm one of the tattoo artists in the city.
You mean one of the best tattoo artists in the city, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to draw it first?
Stay in your lane, bro.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hey, how you doing? Phil, are you guys good with brakes?
We're okay.
Just okay?
We got a saying here. Don't stop it, something will.
That's not a real saying.
It is around here. I wrote it.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
AT&T has brought us behind closed doors here. Atlanta United 3-1 leading Club Tijuana of Liga MX at halftime. The first time the Five Stripes have ever played aside from Liga MX. So Atlanta United will go through the rest of the preseason, a match against LAFC and a match against LA Galaxy, and then 2 CONCACAF Champions League matches at Herediano in Costa Rica 2 weeks from tomorrow, and then 3 weeks from tomorrow, the return leg at Kennesaw State, Fifth Third Bank Stadium, and then right into MLS play 4 days later at DC United.
Herediano struggled a little bit in the early going of the Costa Rican season, but they're putting it together, and they have zeroed in on these two games. This is a club that has a bit of a reputation as giant killers in the CONCACAF Champions League. They look at Atlanta United as giants in this competition, even though it's Atlanta's first time. It's a big opportunity for both clubs, maybe the toughest matchup of the round of 16.
Second half coming up with Atlanta United leading Xolos Club Tijuana 3-1.
First tattoo?
Yeah.
Relax, amigo. It's gonna look okay.
Only okay?
No worries, boss. I'm one of the tattoo artists in the city.
You mean one of the best tattoo artists in the city, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to draw it first?
Stay in your lane, bro.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hey, how you doing? Phil, are you guys good with brakes?
We're okay.
Just okay?
We got a saying here. The brakes don't stop it, something will.
That's not a real saying.
It is around here. I wrote it.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Have you ever worked for Dr. Francis?
Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated?
Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Atlanta United picking right up where they left off on Saturday when they routed Seattle Sounders 7-1. 3-1, they lead Club Tijuana at halftime. 2 goals by Josef Martinez and a goal for Tito Villalba. One more 40-minute period coming up right after this.
First tattoo?
Yeah.
Relax, amigo. It's gonna look okay.
Only okay?
No worries, boss. I'm one of the tattoo artists in the city.
You mean one of the best tattoo artists in the city, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to draw it first?
Stay in your lane, bro.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Have you ever worked for Dr. Francis?
Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated?
Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hey, how you doing? Phil, are you guys good with brakes?
We're okay.
Just okay?
We got a saying here. The brakes don't stop it, something will.
That's not a real saying.
It is around here. I wrote it.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Well, Jason and I have been scanning Twitter, looking at your feedback here at halftime, and the 17s are pretty unanimous. They like what they see here, at least out of this first unit here against Xolos. 2 goals for Josef Martinez, a goal for Tito Villalba. Let's take a look at the highlights now from the first half. Atlanta United really dominating possession in the first 20 minutes, and here's Barco, who was very, very industrious early on, setting up a chance for Josef.
He goes for the long ball, doesn't come off, wins the second ball, and it's the outside of the right foot. Perfectly weighted ball right into the run of Josef Martinez. All he has to do is touch it home.
Third goal of the preseason for Josef, and 10 minutes later, he would get his 4th, but not before a chance here by Xolos, and Brad Guzan makes a nice save.
Cubo Torres with a left-footed blast right at Brad Guzan.
shot put wide by Anguillo. And, you know, the second goal here by Josef was kind of against the run of play, and he caught Luis Michel way off his line.
Venturous goalkeeping from Michel. He tries to head it away. Villalba plays it back into Josef, who just chips it into the open net.
Just a beautiful golazo for one of the best goal scorers in MLS history, right?
Just too
that
easy.
Tongue-in-cheek.
Just too easy.
So that made it 2-0 to the Five Stripes. Tito Villalba got the assist, and then 3 minutes later it was 3-0.
A little bit of pressure forces the turnover. Villalba pounces. Josef lays it back to him, gets a little bit of help with a fortunate deflection, and Villalba tries to put a hole through the back of the net.
8 minutes later, though, Xolos did get one back.
Sloppy defending. Parkhurst, Robinson, LGP not on the same page. Cubo Torres slots it home on the back post.
3-1 at halftime. And we'll have the second half right after this.
Have you ever worked for Dr. Francis?
Oh, yeah. He's okay.
Just okay?
Guess who just got reinstated?
Well, not officially. Nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
I'll see you in there.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
First tattoo?
Yeah.
Relax, amigo. It's gonna look okay.
Only okay?
No worries, boss. I'm one of the tattoo artists in the city.
You mean one of the best tattoo artists in the city, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to draw it first?
Stay in your lane, bro.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hey, how you doing? Phil, are you guys good with brakes?
We're okay.
Just okay?
We got a saying here. The brakes don't stop it, something will.
That's not a real saying.
It is around here. I wrote it.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Well, we came here knowing we would do 160 minutes of soccer today, but I think this is the 40-minute segment that we have most been looking forward to. Alec Can is one of the two changes. He's in for Brad Guzan. The other change, we're going to see Pity Martinez for the first time now, at least on TV, and there he is with the ball. He's in for Tito Villalba. He sends it right down to Josef Martinez. And the second half is underway here against Xolos with Pity getting an immediate touch. All right, so what do you want to see here? We know his quality. We know he's the reigning South American Footballer of the Year. What do you want to see in this 40-minute stretch against Xolos?
Well, you want to see the combination play. You know, something that Atlanta United fans have been concerned about is that special connection Miguel Almiron and Josef Martinez had. Can Pity Martinez and Josef recreate that? I also want to see how it works with Barco in the mix, too, as the front three. It's Pity and Barco on either side of Josef. Pity's over to the left, Barco's over to the right now. You want to see how that works in this 3-4-3, how they can defend but also get forward.
Here he is again. Atlanta United 3 in the back. They're playing a 3-4-3 today with Leandro Gonzalez, Perez, Miles Robinson, and Michael Parkhurst in the back. A little bit of a mess here for the Five Stripes with Can caught way off his line. Dangerous ball that Miles Robinson will walk out of there. And Miles Robinson does well to get it up to Josef Martinez, who turns, spins it over to Jeff Lorenowitz now. Barco, who had a great first half. Here's the cross, and it almost got through to Josef. Breck Shea, backheeled by Pitty. Easy goal for the hat trick for Josef.
Barco with the great ball across, and it's almost unfair with Pity Martinez, Breck Shea, and Josef Martinez combining inside the 18. Jeff Lorenowitz making the run down the right side, leaves it in for Barco. Dangerous ball, takes a deflection. Josef lays it off. Shea lays it off. Pity lays it off. Josef slams it home.
So Pitty, who scored from the spot against Seattle, gets his first assist of the preseason, and Josef now has 5 goals in 1.5 preseason matches. That'll work.
Not bad. Not bad return on his new 5-year deal he signed with the club.
Now, to be fair, as we have a foul in the midfield, I think even Josef would tell you he was a little bit fortunate on the second goal with Michel way, way off his line.
He made the most of it, though.
That's true. Still have to finish. Eric Rometty still in the match for Atlanta United. Michael Parker still in the match. Alec Can, who played against Seattle Sounders, was a sub for Guzan and did not give up a goal on Saturday. Here's Julian Gressel coming down the wing.
Great layoff from Barco.
Pity Martinez. Breck Shea. Breck Shea for Josef. Pity keeps it going. The referee rules that Mendoza did not have control. And out it goes. Almost a 5th goal for Atlanta United.
Ruthless attacking from Atlanta United to open the second half. Great ball from Pity Martinez to split 2 defenders for Breck Shea. And Pity pounces on it.
Yeah.
Mendoza never had control.
Nope, that was well judged by the referee. Miles Robinson. Relentless pressure here by the Five Stripes in the opening minutes of this 40-minute period. Finally, Xolos with Tona able to gain a measure of control. No apparent changes for Xolos here in the second half. They brought 15 players with them. Here's Julian Gressel up to Josef.
That sequence started with Pity Martinez scrapping in defensively. Always good when you have a huge investment in a player like Atlanta United's put in an attacking player like Pity Martinez, but he's not afraid to do the dirty work defensively to win the ball back.
Oh, good work by Breck Shea to win the ball. Atlanta United again. Pity again.
Ooh.
Be left back for Julian Gressel. Michael Parkhurst now. Shea again. And Leandro Gonzalez-Perez plays it back to Miles Robinson. Don't expect any more substitutions today. You'll notice that Kevin Kratz did not get in the game again today. Did not play Saturday against Seattle Sounders. He took a knock in training and is day to day, the club says. Barco. Rometty. That's a good ball by Rometty with Gressel running on, and Mendoza has to come off his line to clear it.
I mean, so far in 5 minutes, what we've seen from this group, Pity Martinez and Barco, interchangeable, left, right, they've switched sides. Gressel there makes a central run with everyone moving around. If you get this team all on the same page in the final third with the quality they have and the freedom that they're showing, this is dangerous for opponents.
Oh, my God. Look at that. Pity drawing a foul. It's just not fair right now.
Barco and Pity Martinez, I think they have a contest. I think they're having a contest to see how many players they can pull moves on today. Pity there pulls it back again.
Oh.
Takes the hit. Earns the free kick. The 1v1 ability of this team is off the charts.
Barco and Pitti both over the ball. See if they go for goal. It might be a little too far out. What a difference Pitti Martinez has made in just 6 minutes of work, assisting on Josef's hat-trick goal. This is Barco leaving it for Pitti. Oh, look at that nifty work. I don't know if that actually connected with LGP or not, but it got through to Mendoza, who had to make the save.
If he got a touch, it's more difficult for Mendoza. If he doesn't get a touch, Mendoza screened on it. It's a driven ball in from Pitti. Not sure if LGP gets a touch there, but Mendoza with a quality save to get down low to the right side.
And it buys a corner here for Atlanta United, which Barco will take. Third corner of the match. And it got through traffic and is flicked on and over the crossbar.
Flashing header from Miles Robinson.
Yep. So Atlanta United in total control here in this second 40-minute period.
Set piece delivery from Barco has been very good today. That time Miles Robinson cutting across, trying to head it back into the far side netting. Miles is a dangerous target with his athleticism on set pieces.
And his height, 6 feet 2 inches tall.
His vertical leap is ridiculous.
And
as is his defending.
Yes. Miles Robinson. So you look at the players that are out there right now. Breck Shea is obviously over 6 feet. Julian Gressel's close. Miles is there. Frank DeBoer has added some pieces that have brought some height to this team. Kendall Edwards, who we saw in the first match, would be another at 6 feet 2 inches tall.
Florentine Pogba as well.
No doubt.
When we see him on the field, he brings some size to it.
Pogba is with the club, but is not playing today, we are told.
We saw him warming up early on in our opening sequence. He's easing back in. He hasn't played a competitive match since last May. Out of contract with a club in Turkey after they were relegated. He's got to build up his fitness.
Julian Gressel off the pass of Alec Can. Here we go again with Pitti. Pitti Martinez. Is he going to take it all the way in? Pitti draws another foul.
That's the second one. Same player.
Yeah, Topete.
Noé Topete struggling with the speed of Pitti Martinez.
Second yellow of the match, both on Xolos.
Topete chasing back there, slides in. Doesn't go at Martinez. We'll give Topete credit there. It's a yellow card. It's the right call. But he doesn't go studs up at Pitti Martinez. Slides in to block his run. This is in a dangerous spot, and it's going to be Pitti Martinez over it with the left foot. Barco provides a right-footed option as well.
Pitti just missed.
Just a little too much curl on that one with the left foot. Beat the wall, but couldn't find the inside of the post.
So we've had a couple hard fouls in the match. 2 yellows shown to Xolos. Do you think this is a good opponent to face with CONCACAF Champions League play looming? I understand it is a reserve squad, but this does have kind of a CONCACAF feel, so we have another hard foul.
It is. You need to face opponents like this. You need to face opponents who don't like the fact that they're down 4-1. It's a little bit of an embarrassment in some ways, and you have players who have a lot of professional pride. That's going to show in some of these challenges. You have to deal with these.
Jeff Lorenowitz does well to dig that out. Parker sending it up to Pitti. Pitti ahead for Josef Martinez. Josef, Julian Gressel can't dig it out of his boots.
The first touch from Pitti Martinez to create that space.
Well, I know back in Atlanta and around the world, the 17s, and we've only seen 11 minutes. It's a very small sample size, but I have to think the 17s are swooning right now over what they are seeing from Pitti Martinez.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. This is going to be a fun year to watch the new number 10 in town.
The number 8's been very good too. Barco coming forward again. Ahead for Josef. How did that get through? Barco with the goal. 5-1 to the Five Stripes.
Barquito with the run down the middle. Josef Martinez, an underrated part of his game, his ability to combine and play the role of provider. Look at the weight on that pass from Barco. And then Josef with the little step over to draw the goalkeeper. Barco into the open net. In the open field, this Atlanta United team is an absolute problem for opponents.
First goal of the preseason for Barco, Josef's second assist of this match. 5-1 now to Atlanta United with about 28 minutes to play. Well, this is going to be Barco creates another turnover. Josef back to Barco. And Pitti with the drive, a well-taken drive and a save by Mendoza for the corner.
Look, if you've watched any of the highlight reels of Tito Martinez at River Plate, you know that there has never been a volley that he didn't like. He tries to take this one off the hop. Barco creates the turnover. It's back to him. Martinez with the left-footed blast off the short hop. Mendoza with a big save.
They play the corner short. Julian Gressel can't get that shot through traffic. Atlanta United stretched out right now, and Parkhurst is overrun. LGP does a great job to play it out.
The individual talent on this team is showing, but also the organization, and it's still a work in progress. This 3-4-3 is a shape we had never seen an Atlanta United team play in. There's still some rough spots. There's still some things to work on. But when you get this many numbers forward in the positions that Frank de Boer's system and philosophy are creating, you're playing to your team's strengths. And when you're getting Barco and Tito Martinez in the open field on the ball, this is a tough team to handle right now.
That's Josef going down. It happened in the backwash. I'm not quite sure what happened. We will find out now. That's Gamez coming in from behind.
Just ran through the back of Josef Martinez. Martinez was trying to post up a little bit.
Josef obviously, sorry Jason, one of the tougher players you will find. So, you know, we all take deep breaths when we see things like that happen in the preseason, but I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, to play center forward, you're going to take those hits. Martinez is trying to post up a little bit. Gamez just kicks through the right leg of Josef.
Barco turns and sends this one back to Alec Camp. This is a very important season for Ezequiel Barco. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be moving into the slot vacated by Miguel Almiron, playing centrally, we think. But for him to have continuity through the preseason as Pitti doesn't draw a foul but still sends in a cross.
Referee played advantage to allow that.
The continuity of being able to have a full preseason with Atlanta United and hopefully dodge an early season injury as he suffered last year is going to be vital for Barco, one would think, as LGP plays it out for a corner.
It's going to be very important for him to build that continuity and build some chemistry with this attacking group. We don't know if this 3-4-3 is what we will see on a regular basis with Atlanta United. It could come out at different times in the season. It could be the default shape. It will take some time for Frank de Boer to figure that out and for the players to figure out what the best shape is. But right now, it really plays to Ezequiel Barco's strengths. He's getting on the ball in open space a lot. He's able to run it at defenders, and he's able to create.
Not a good corner, and Barco is able to flick to himself, but can't escape, and then a foul on Atlanta United.
Game's getting a little chippy here in the second half. And whether it's a young group from Xolos or not, they do not like being on the end of a 5-1 scoreline.
That's good work by Anguillo around the touchline, and then Julian Gressel stabs it. Nava.
Robinson with a sliding block.
And now Breck Shea. Dangerous ball back to Alec Can. Kept alive by Cholos and then popped up in the air by Lorenowitz, and Barco cannot keep it in play. Hat trick for Josef. He also has 2 assists. Villalba with a goal and Barco with a goal. Those are the 5 goal scorers for Atlanta United. Substitution for Cholos. Luis Ramos comes into the match, U20 player from Mexico. Unlimited subs here in a preseason friendly. Offside is Miguel Osuna. Now 23 minutes, maybe some stoppage time to play. Atlanta United's reserves 1-0 winners over Cal State Fullerton earlier today. And the first group has put on a show here in Southern California this afternoon. Referee trying to gain a measure of control over this match now.
Starts to get a little chippy. You blow the whistle a little more often to settle things down.
Eric Rometti. It's hard to push him off the ball, isn't it? Breck Shea will pop it back to Miles Robinson. Julian Gressel now. Parkhurst coming back to help. Jeff Lorenowitz. Parkhurst. Good passing, Atlanta United. Tito Martinez. Trying to pick someone out down the wing. Breck Shea will keep it alive for Atlanta United.
Ezequiel Barco flared out wide to the left up against the touchline. Breck Shea's cut inside. And now they switch roles.
And that is Barco on the ball now. Pitti. Cholos trying to get a little bit more physical with him, and that time they're able to win the ball away. Luis Ramos did some nice work there. Played down the middle to Anguillo. Rare chance here for Cholos as Alec Can comes off his line to catch that. Can's only action with the first team last year was a win in Orlando in mid-May, a 2-1 win. That's when Brad Guzan was serving a red card suspension. Pitti again. Cholos coming back now with Nava. Vega. Romero. And that is Topete again. 20 minutes to play, plus some stoppage time. Atlanta United now outscoring opponents on the preseason 12-2. Vega coming forward. Julian Gressel plays it back to Can. Miles Robinson moves it into the corner for Gressel. A little bit better here for Cholos in this 5-minute stretch. Vega. Nava. And now they'll try to come down the right side. 20 minutes to play. Looks like Joseph's moving around okay after taking that knock a moment ago. This is Vega. Miles Robinson with a good leaping header. Jeff Lorenowitz. And it's volleyed up by LGP. Cholos again with Nava. Anguillo. Finds its way into the corner. Here's Vega with a cross, and Breck Shea plays it out for a corner.
Good defending by Breck Shea. Gressel was picked off. Nice work by Cholos to create that space down the left side as Julian Gressel was trying to get out wide to close down the space. Cholos player stepped in his path.
So Osuna goes into the corner to take this second corner of this 40-minute period for Cholos, and they'll play it short. Anguillo. Good play by Rometti to play it out for a throw.
Rometti wanted the throw, didn't get it. Robinson stops that twice. Really impressed with Miles Robinson today.
And Gressel coming all the way over to provide support, plays it out for another throw. The first team for Club Tijuana Xolos, as we've told you, they're in Cancun this evening for a Copa MX match. They are currently 2-3 in the Clausura, which is Liga MX's winter season.
They've won 2 of their last 3 in league play. Oscar Pareja, formerly of FC Dallas, now in charge in Tijuana.
They're coming off a 2-0 win, as a matter of fact, on Super Bowl Sunday over Toluca. There is a star over Club Tijuana's crest because they won the Apertura in 2012, and that put them in the CONCACAF Champions League the following year. They went to the semifinals that year in CONCACAF. So a young club, relatively young, but with a lot of history.
Yeah, relatively young club in Mexican soccer. A team that, you know, has kind of emerged originally coming out of the lower divisions to make it to the top flight. Is now a stalwart at that level.
Barco coming forward again, sending it through to Josef. Josef almost hurdled his man, but Mendoza is calmly able to blunt that chance.
That time, not quite enough on the pass from Barco.
Going to be kept in play by Ramos. Dribbles around Parkhurst. Luis Ramos leaving it off to Nava. Parkhurst, good recovery. Gressel there to help. Anguillo can't get a cross because Miles Robinson stepped in nicely. Now Vega. Xolos have been on the front foot here the last 5-10 minutes. Nava. Nava again. Good stab, Michael Parkhurst. Cleared by Atlanta United. Xolos in control again with Vega. Vega has it returned to him. And now Breck Shea will flare over to provide some support for Barco. Julian Gressel with good defending in the penalty area to clear it.
Offside.
And offside against Xolos anyway.
Look, we've talked about the 5 goals. We've talked about Atlanta in the attack and how many players are getting forward into the attack. That last sequence shows how they can defend, though. A line of 5 outside of your 18, a little bit higher, really giving Tijuana nowhere for them to play. You're trying to find a runner in behind, and they're called offside. This shape and the way Atlanta United's playing, it's explosive in the attacking half, but it's pretty secure defensively as well.
Frank de Boer, a former defender, a legendary former defender with Ajax and other clubs in Europe. Here's a steal and a shot over the crossbar. How much is it going to help a guy like Miles Robinson, Mikey Ambrose, who we saw in the first match? These younger Atlanta United defenders being able to work one-on-one with Frank de Boer.
If you're Kendall Edwards, if you're Miles Robinson, you're very excited about working under Frank de Boer. Miles Robinson, I mean, let's look at his development. Generation Adidas player, drafted number 2 in 2017 in the Super Draft out of Syracuse. People looked at him as a potential U.S. men's national team center back over time. First year, he didn't see the field much. Went on loan a little bit to Charleston. Didn't play very much. Last year, played a good bit with ATL UTD too, and you saw his confidence grow every time he was on the field. Today, looks like he's played 100 matches professionally.
Nava whistled for the foul. Lorenowitz plays the free kick back to Parkhurst. We have about 14 minutes and change to play here on what's been a very good day in welcome, nice weather for Atlanta United. Another week of training camp in Southern California. They'll come back to Atlanta for the kit reveal next Friday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then 2 weeks from tomorrow, they open the CONCACAF Champions League against Herediano in Costa Rica. Pity Martinez. Oh, nice ball for Josef. Josef Martinez leaves it through to Gressel. Back heel Josef. Can't get on the ball.
Atlanta wants to close Xolos down, not let them out of their own half.
Precisely what they have done. Miles Robinson flips it forward. That is a heavy hit. Play on, says the referee. LGP went down. Here's Barco clipped down in the corner. And that will be whistled for a foul and a card on Osuna.
Multiple free kicks earned by Ezequiel Barco today. Dangerous opportunities all over the field. Ezequiel Barco, 1v1. Ghosts past the player. Takes a pretty heavy kick.
Sure does. And now Pitti stands over the ball in an awkward spot of the pitch here as Atlanta United looks for a 6th.
Miguel Osuna goes into the book for Xolos.
3rd yellow shown to Xolos today, none to Atlanta United. Andrew Carleton was booked in the first match today against Cal State Fullerton. Pitti flicked in for a goal.
Josef Martinez with a powerful header inside the 6.
And Josef has scored for the 4th time today.
Set piece delivery has been strong all day today. This time it's Pitti Martinez from up against the touchline, almost like a corner kick, but with a better angle. Curling, driven effort. Miles Robinson there as well, but Josef Martinez inside the 6. The guy is just automatic.
Josef Martinez has 4 goals and 6 assists today, or 2 assists, excuse me. He's had a role in all 6 Atlanta United goals.
I have to say, 6 assists and 4 goals.
Well, it feels like it.
That's a day.
When you put it in the net, you're assisting yourself, I guess. Oh, here we go again. Pitti bodied off the ball and drawing a foul.
Look, this is a U20 group for Xolos with a few reinforcements, but a U20 group that's in 4th place in the U20 league in Mexico. It's not a U20 team that's been struggling this year. They have not faced this type of opposition, though.
Gressel can't connect with Pitti this time. Oh, look at that. Pitti comes up with a steal. Barco.
Nearly found his way through 3.
Still was able to advance it towards Josef. And now here's Mendoza way off his line to send it out. With 11 minutes to play. Josef Martinez again to Pitti. Serve back to Josef. Flag went up.
I think Josef disagrees. Gives a smile to the AR. Like to see Pitti Martinez dropping in deep, though. It's a 3-4-3, but when Pitti Martinez drops in to play with Lorenowitz and Remedi, it gives Barco complete freedom to go find the game wherever he wants to go find it, and it gives Remedi and Lorenowitz a short passing option. You see already the Martinez combination between Pitti and Josef. Built a nice relationship very quickly.
Big shout out again to AT&T for taking you behind closed doors again. Here's Pitti Martinez with Remedi up in front.
Remedi held up on his run just a little bit.
He wanted it, though.
I think he expected to be on the receiving end of a pass from Pitti Martinez in the final third. Continued his run, he would have been.
Parker's coming way up and fouling. Wheel drawing the foul. Can't stress this enough, though. This is the only video coverage you're going to get in the 4 preseason friendlies for Atlanta United. It would not be possible without AT&T bringing you exclusive coverage of this closed-door match. And based on what we've seen on Twitter, a lot of the 17s obviously justifiably excited about what they've seen from Pitti Martinez, what they have seen from Ezequiel Barco, who was borderline dominant in the first half, and you've had a chance to see 4 goals from the MLS single-season goal-scoring king, Josef Martinez.
The 17s on Twitter have been very excited about this one. Our friends over at the Atlanta United subreddit have been very excited as well. It's been a fun day for the 17s.
And it's at this point that we should shout out that Atlanta United subreddit.
Of course.
For all of their support.
One of my favorite scarves.
Absolutely. Here's a chance for Xolos as Nava plays it up to Anguillo. And offside, the flag comes up in front of Breck Shea. It was Uribe in the offside position. So just a few minutes left to see this out for Atlanta United. Now, they're going to play another closed-door match against LAFC this weekend. Then they face Galaxy early next week. At what point do you think Frank de Boer is going to consider pulling the plug on his first group, knowing that you're about to be inside of 2 weeks to that Herediano match?
You want them to continue building this relationship, though, to be able to do things like this. A ball down to Gressel on the right side.
And Gressel chips, and Mendoza's able to keep it from going over.
He got a hand on the first one, but not all of it. He's able to recover. Pity Martinez again releasing Julian Gressel down the right side.
Let's complete the thought, though. It feels like we have scoring chances every 30 seconds here. Well, first let's get another look at Julian's chip.
Julian Gressel tries to beat Mendoza off his line. He gets a hand on the first one. Tries to go for the catch there, but he's able to recover. And there's another chance. Pity Martinez saved.
Sent out by Nava. And Xolos will be able to walk it out and dump it into the Atlanta United half. Let's complete that thought, though. You think there's enough productive going on right now where Frank de Boer wants to keep this going?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You don't want to take your foot off the gas because, one, you're building your fitness at this stage. You're in the 74th minute. You're learning how to play without taxing yourself physically as a group right now. You're knocking the ball around. You're letting the ball do the running. You're building up that fitness that you're going to need in that series against Herediano. You're also building up those connections. We talk about the little societies on the field a lot. You're seeing those build up right here. Julian Gressel down the right side again.
Let's see if Julian can do anything with it this time. Played back to Jeff Lorenowitz. Good interplay here by the Five Stripes. That's Josef coming back into the midfield, as we've seen him do a lot, providing that support. LGP now.
It's complete freedom to exchange positions.
Pity Martinez now. Pity, look at that dribbling. Pity, Julian Gressel hit the post. Pity again, and this time it's clear. What a setup by Pity, but Julian was unable to convert on the volley.
Pity Martinez at about 60% speed there, creates space and chips it into the back post for Julian Gressel, who blasts it off the far post. We'll see that again here in just a second. But Atlanta United in possession again, and they're not running at 100% at the moment. This is a team that is so confident with the ball at their feet and the ability to exchange positions. Here's that last chance. Pity Martinez with the gambetta, just slaloming around defenders, chips it into the back post. Julian Gressel volleys it into the far side post.
Pity did not like the call from the AR there. 5 minutes and stoppage time to play. So Julian has been productive. I think you could count this as a good game for him. He's been involved. He had an assist against Seattle. He's been kept off the score sheet today. But with Julian, it's not about scoring. And this feels like a year where Julian's versatility is going to be very, very important because he could play at a couple different spots.
In this shape particularly, yeah, he could feature in a few different roles. Barco creates another turnover. Lorenowitz keeps it going. Pity Martinez tries to play Barco in.
Xolos trying to counter. Foul by Jeff Lorenowitz.
Those are the moments, and that's the veteran experience of a Jeff Lorenowitz. The ball turns over, and Lorenowitz knows he has to commit the foul. He wants it a little bit further back, actually.
That's another veteran move.
He takes the yellow card. He also has the conversation long enough to allow his team to recover. Those are the moments that you do want to see how Atlanta United handles it. When they lose possession and the opponent is able to transition quickly, how does the back three recover? How does Remedi and Lorenowitz, who we've seen push up very high today, how do they handle those moments? How do the wingbacks handle those moments? It's going to be key because you will have turnovers.
And this one's driven low into the wall and cleared by Atlanta United up to Barco. LGP up to Breck Shea. Leandro again plays it back to Alec Can. He has not had to make a save yet here in the 40 minutes he has played. Guzan made one nice save and conceded a goal. That was the first goal conceded, by the way, by Guzan in the preseason. Can has kept a clean sheet now in the 2 matches he has played. The Seattle goal was given up by Brandon Moore on Saturday. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to play. We're going 80 minutes in this friendly. And Can calmly directing traffic. You can hear it that time. Picks it up. And Atlanta United will come forward again now with short time remaining in this friendly.
It's another smart play from Miles Robinson. He bodies off the run from Osuna.
Look at that ball by Pitti. Misconnects with Gressel, but a good idea. For those 23 other MLS technical staffs that might be peeking in on this stream, I don't know what they must be thinking watching Pity Martinez play. And the thing is, he hasn't been with this club too terribly long. It looks like from a chemistry standpoint, he fits in just fine.
Watching this group as a whole, this is a way of playing we haven't really seen much in MLS. It's a different style. It's so fluid and so aggressive.
See, they allowed Matt Moore into the match. Here is Jeff Lorenowitz playing it down the middle to Josef Martinez. Back to Jeff Lorenowitz. Well, we've had just about everything. A walk-in goal from Jeff Lorenowitz would be icing on the cake, but instead Pitti will get back on it.
But that's the exchange of positions. It's Pity Martinez dropping, and it's Jeff Lorenowitz leading the run. That's what this team can do in this way of playing under Frank de Boer. You know, the question was, is this team going to look like Ajax? Is it going to look like total football?
Joseph.
So far, so good.
Pitti. About a minute and change to play. Rometti couldn't hook up with Pitti. Good step in by Ramos. And Willow for Xolos, trying to get one back here right at the end. They have an opportunity as it's played over to Uribe, but Uribe was offside.
Those are the transition moments, though. And you saw how Atlanta United delayed and delayed and delayed and did not let Xolos penetrate the final third, made them push wider. That also allowed Breck Shea, Julian Gressel, time to recover as wingbacks. Those moments are going to be so critical for this team if they're going to play in this open of a manner.
Maybe the final attack here for Atlanta United. Julian Gressel. That took an awkward bounce off Rometti. Xolos coming back the other way, not with numbers, though. That's a good step up by Miles Robinson. And they're going to blow for full time before we even reach 80 minutes. 4 goals for Josef Martinez and 2 assists. Barco and Villalba also scoring for Atlanta United. And the 5 Stripes have now outscored their 2 preseason opponents 13-2. 6-1 over Club Tijuana this afternoon in Southern California with 2 preseason friendlies remaining. The chip by Joseph. Maybe a little bit lucky on that one. Frank de Boer has to be extremely pleased with everything we have seen this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for AT&T. For Jason Longshore, I'm Mike Conti. We'll see you in Costa Rica.